Hello guys, today I will tell you how I play Honkai Star Rail as a day one player. I literally started playing it the first hour it got released. I was waiting the whole night, very excited, and that was around 1.5 years ago. How times goes fast. Well, this is where I've been living the last god who knows how many weeks to get the perfect pieces for Fei Xiao. And this is the only team I've been using for this relic domain the whole time. And why specifically am I using this team? Well, for this domain specifically, I am lucky that it has the special mechanism that goes hand in hand with this team. And that is the increase the weakness break efficiency and increase the damage when they are weakness broken. But I've been using this team too in my ascension farming and in my trace farming. But with one little twist, which I will show you in a moment, because it's the best team I have. And I know that from these characters, I will never ever change up their relics. Because for Rome, I've made a specific set which I will use on no one else. For Gallagher, that's the same case, and also for Harmony MC and for Firefly 2, of course. So I know that I will never touch their relics because it's really a pain in the ass when switching up teams. You need to switch up the relics too, and that is a lot of time waste, and that is not really fun, I'd say. That's why I know that from this team they will always be ready to use. And this is my best team because it is the only limited E1 Eidolon I have, and that is Firefly, which makes it so that she doesn't consume a skill point when she uses a skill, and she ignores 15% of the enemy's defense, which are nice to have. And also another reason why I'm specifically using this team and not a no sustain team, because I know you can farm many relic domains and other domains without using a sustainer. The reason why I put a sustainer is I don't want to go to this place the whole time when someone dies or someone is at the critical low HP. Because when they go to this place, they are getting healed, as you can see. Well, they are already full HP, they don't get healed. So back to the domain. So having a sustainer in my team makes it so that I don't have to heal up someone, revive someone with a consumable. It takes that stress out of the equation. And of course, Gallagher doesn't always heal. He just heals mostly when the auto battle thinks someone is low, of course. He also uses his ult every other time, which, when he basic attacks, heals the whole team too, which is a nice to have. And the only time I'm never here, beside this relic domain, or any other relic I'm farming, is when I need to farm trace materials, of course, ascension materials, or there is a new event where I need to teleport somewhere, or the main story is updated, or when I need to farm Divergent Universe too, of course, and when the MOC Purification or the Apcalyptic Shadow refreshes, of course. And for the trace farming, I'm using almost the same team, but the only difference is I change up Harmony MC with Herta, because Herta finishes off those people that survive to 50 HP or less, which are nice to have, I'd say. And of course I have Rome in the team because she gives the whole team a buff, so Herta also gets that. And I don't use debuffers in this team and in my main team. And in my Cold War team I don't use debuffers too, but I will come back to this later. But specifically for the trace farming, I don't have a debuffer because there are so many waves, 6 waves. By the time you get the chance to apply the debuff, the enemy is already dead. And you can never apply a debuff to every enemy on the wave. So just having a good team-wide buffer like Ron May or Asta or even Robin. But Robin is quite clunky because it takes a lot of time to charge up her ult. By the time her ult is charged, you're already at wave 6. So this team works. Of course there are way more efficient teams, but this works for me. All I do is just set up my team, I press on auto battle, that's it. I just don't want to stress about nothing, press on the auto battle. And I don't even always use the passive techniques. I just use it when I log in for the day, and when I'm done I just press on the repeat button, and that's it, because I know my team won't die. I don't want to think like, oh, is my team going to survive or not. Gallagher will fix that. It's all fine. And like I said, for the Echo of War I have a different team, and I always use this team for the Echo of War. Sure, the first team can also work, but Gallagher might not handle the one-shots that some Echo of War bosses do, like Sunday, or even the Bug, because the Aventurine is so broken with sustaining, I know no one will ever die. And like I said, I use specific characters from who I know they always will have their relic sets. I never touch their relic sets. Even when I am doing Memory of Chaos, Purification or Apcalyptic Shadow, I don't change up these specific characters their relic sets. And this team works. Sure, there are better teams, more efficient. I can make a team for every Echo of War boss. But those teams all share the same relic. So I need to switch up the whole time. It's really a pain in the ass. So this team works. Sure, it's not the best, but it manages. Aventurian will make sure no one dies. And I do use consumables, but that depends whether I have it available or not. In the past, when I had enough of these materials, I used this consumable mainly, because this way I didn't need a sustainer in my team. Everything went way faster with the auto battles, because your allies have a chance to heal, but so do your enemies. But since you can one-shot the enemy the whole time, apart from Echo of War, because when doing Echo of Wars, I always have a sustainer. But for the trace forming ascension and relics, I didn't need to use a sustainer, because this consumable made sure that my allies healed sometimes. Sure, my enemies can heal too, but like I said, you one-shot them, so it's all fine. Yeah, I'm out of this material, so I can't make it anymore. And I use attack food buffs when I see I can make 100 or 200 or 300 of a low rarity consumable. Like this one gives fire damage, I use Firefly the whole time, so I just made 208 of them and just have it on auto use. And I use the other buffs too, but as you can see, I can just make 31 of this. I can make 9 of this because I already used all of my materials. And of course, the most important consumable is the Trick Snack consumable. I always have it. I always make tons of them. I highly recommend it. This way you can use your passive buffs before a battle, and even in Divergent Universe, for the weekly cycle Divergent Universe then. But there you can use techniques, not the main Divergent Universe. There you can't use consumables. But for the weekly reset one, you can. So I recommend it. At the end of the week, most of the times, so on Sunday, when I'm done spending my energy, I go to Echo of War, so that the next day, Monday, I can finish the Echo of War, finish the Divergent Universe, finish the endgame if there is any, and go back to this relic place and sleep here. And what Echo of War materials I farm, yeah, it doesn't really matter for me now, because I have so many of everything. I have 37 of this, I have 46 of this. The one I'm farming now is this one, because Feishao requires this, and I know I won't have 46 of this anymore, so I just farm it. And I want to build every character in the game, but it's just so difficult to do that. Not as in that I'm not able to do that, more as in why would I? Because when will I ever use Lynx over Fuswan or Aventurine or Gallagher? When will I ever use Bailey over them? And of course, Arlan, he's so bad, no one uses him, unfortunately. I've never built her, because why would I do that? Because Boothill is so broken, Firefly is so broken, Akron is so broken. There is no reason for me to build these lower tier DPSs, unfortunately. So all I do is just min-max my relics, because I'm really picky with my relics. As you can see, I now have 1600 of the 2000 space used. And yeah, how many purple I have? Not that many, as you can see. And this fills up really fast, so I am extremely picky. For example, if there is a break effect set, I discard all relics which don't have a break effect substat, because otherwise my inventory will fill up so fast, and all these pieces have break effect in their substats with alright substats. The only time I will, for example, keep a relic piece that doesn't have break effect is when the 3 substats are exceptionally good from who I know will use them. So in this case, that would be speed, effect resistance, or HP percentage. And if that piece rolls break effect, then I will keep it, of course. But if it has 3 substats without break effect, I will just discard it. If those substats are not usable from anyone I know, of course. And even though I am really picky about my relics, I still have really bad relics. Because if you look at my boy, we see he doesn't have speed, and his break effect just landed 1 time. Sure, it is not the worst, but it is just so mwah. But yeah, you can counter argument it, because it's a body, you can be a bit less picky about this. Yeah, I have many more bad relic pieces, but if I see my character performs exceptionally good, why would I try to make that character ultra exceptionally good? The only reason I would try to make them better is if they are my favorite character, like Akron. Because my Akron, her pieces are really good. I have min-max her relics so bad, as you can see. This one landed 4 times on crit damage. This one is also amazing. Her body is not that great actually, but it's alright. So like I said, I also have really bad relics, but there is nothing to stress about. It is not worth it, because the game is so easy now for me that I don't stress that much. Now I am truly trying to min-max for Feishao, because she's a really cool character, one of my favorite characters. I want to make her exceptionally good, so that's why I sleep at this relic domain. And that results in many relic remains. And I use those relic remains only when a new relic piece comes out, or when I miss 1 rope or because I don't want to farm the planar sets endlessly just because I miss 1 piece. So I just use my relic remains or customizable thingy. Sure, there may be a more efficient way to use my relic remains or customizable things. But I didn't want to be that nitpicky with it because I have so many of everything. It's alright. And for the characters I have accumulated over these 1.5 years are these ones. As you can see, I have a lot of level 80 characters. My biggest regret is him. That is because I've used my gold balls on his traces. Which is quite a shame because I can never have too much of them. And yeah, I haven't built dot characters because the DPS like Akron are so broken. You don't even have to use the buffs on MOC like when there is a dot buff because she one-shots either way. And for the light cones, I got these ones only for my favorite characters. I got their light cones. Yeah, Firefly is a favorite character, but I didn't have the pulls to get her light cone. I want to get her E1 first before her light cone because on the fall of an Eon is quite reasonably well on her. And of course, Yingguan's his light cone is also quite good. Sparkon's light cone is quite good. And yeah, Lucha's light cone isn't that needed, but I thought it was so cool, I had to get it. And as you can see, I have many 4-star light cones. And I have 3-star light cones too, but I never used them. I only have superimposed them to 5 just for collection purposes. And what I have spent on this game is like a dolphin level, I'd say. Maybe sub whale. Well, I've been playing it since day 1, so I got the supply pass since day 1. The first year I bought all bundles except the $100 one because that was a bit too expensive. And for this year I just bought the 60 euros one, and who knows, I hope not, if I get lucky, that I don't have to buy the other bundles. As you can see, this is really not so efficient focus, my account. I just do whatever feels good. I don't try to overcomplicate it, nitpick on everything. I can beat everything. And the most fun is the MOC Perfection Apcalyptic Shadow. It is really different with how I play FGO because in FGO I have pre-built teams, everything is quite optimized. But for Honkai Star it doesn't matter, everything is so easy. Of course there are many ways to make how I play way more time efficient and way more resource efficient. Because that's auto battle, I just want to press on it, put it on the side and continue whatever I was doing. Because I know that no one will die in the team, I will get my resources and that's that. Apart from the endgame of course. There I need to try to think and figure out how to mix and match my characters, which is the most fun. And if you want to know how I play FGO, press on the video on the right corner of the screen. And of course, thank you for your time and see you next time.